Hey guys, once again, I find myself somewhere I didn't plan on being, up in New Berlin, Wisconsin, outside Milwaukee. Brady, Cross Ram Connection. Makes parts for vendors. A lot of cool stuff that has and that he produces. And as an update, I should have the motor back here for Louise in 2 weeks, I hope. Let's see, get her done. Merry Christmas.
This is what I want to do right now.
This is 63.
This is my 62 Savoy.
62, yeah, what am I thinking?
Same guy that did your roll bar. I had him do the roll bar in here. It's gonna be stock eliminator. Frames connected. We moved a little of the material on the front wheel lip for a taller slick on the back, which is pretty standard.
Now was this a race car?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't. But see, you've got your wheel lip here, and then what we do is we take like a piece of pizza slice here and we weld it back and push it real close so you get a taller tire. But it's like rotisserie, just a little two-door post. But you know the guy does.
Oh wow.
I had the seats recovered. I've got to put the headliner in it and get the dashes primed.
Where'd you find this one?
This car came out of I was out of Minnesota, but or somewhere, but the car is originally from Georgia. The hardest thing about this, I've got new old stock emblems and stuff, but I've got to have the trim polished out. That's what I've got a pile under here.
Oh yeah.
These cars are light, man. This thing's gonna be nice. That's one of my 63s right there. But this stuff here, that's aluminum bumper for a lightweight front end. I've got a whole aluminum clip for one of my other 63 cars. This one. It was a rust-free car, but a tree fell on the roof. Back in that corner, you'll see some.
A little wrinkle, but not much.
It crunched, and so the window broke, and then water got down, and we had to replace a couple of the floor.
Okay.
You can see some welding on the floor up here, but on the underside, it's what's.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it in the carpet soon.
No, but the bottom side's beautiful because it's all
brand new,
newer, overdone. Yeah, that's gonna be I don't know if I'm gonna run it inline or if I'm gonna run the Cross Ram on it. Probably a Cross Ram on this car.
Do you have a 426 for it?
I got plenty of that stuff. I got more of that stuff.
Need a Cross Ram.
Yeah, so it's got the trip.
It's
all aluminum case and stuff here, but somebody was.
I've heard about these all aluminum, but were they as strong? They're certainly
they put
lighter.
Them in there for light.
Yeah.
They put them in there for being lightweight. The case, the tail shaft, but they always still use the steel side cover.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's wear out. This looks like an aluminum case here, but I don't know what this is. Oh, this is a direct connection one here, or like another race one here. But this one got fucked up.
It did.
Yeah, it's got to go to the machinist. I think I've had a couple of car performance where they're all slick shifted with aluminum tail shafts for that. I'm trying to get out of it.
Box full of pistons here.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of old Dykes rings and stuff laying around too.
Those are huge. They are big. What are you gonna do?
Those are probably some max wedge pistons there, I'm sure. Yeah, it's not organized. It's not organized at all. This is stuff that I'm into. Well, I was digging out these are all the K-head race Hemi valve cover type stuff. But yeah, mine are the 64, the K-heads.
What was the difference?
Well, they got this curve. They were some of the best. Yeah. They were some of the best flowing heads. So a regular street Hemi head's got this angle here. I mean, these are some twin plugs, but the K-heads have this curve. And then there's some regular street Hemis there, but these heads CC out more than like a street Hemi. Don Garlitz, when you go back to his early days of, when he was running Top Fuel, his Don Garlitz always ran the K-heads, all into through the early 70s, because they were better flowing heads than the street Hemi heads. And that's why a lot of the old ones, you'll get them, they're all O-ringed and stuff, because they were racing, because they performed better. So, I don't know. Mac, I guess the Max, which I don't have a lot of stuff anymore. I mean, I've got like 3 sets of heads up at my machine shop, because I'm building up another Hemi right now. And I want another set, and I just sold a set of them. But now there's just shit all over here. This is a 65 factory A990 steel hood scoop.
Wow.
But feel how heavy that is. And that doesn't have really a bunch of filler in it. It's a fucking tank. Now,
is that aluminum?
Feel the one from my 64 car.
Oh wow. It's about half.
Yeah. But the 65s were more, that's why they went to the aluminum heads, the magnesium cross ram, the fenders. But I took this off because, so this is my race Hemi hood, but somebody, these are the little cage, the nuts for the hood hinges. Somebody used them. They decided to put hinges on it because they got tired of lifting off, and it probably blew off. It's just a little dinged up, but I want to straighten this out. So they were never spot welded. They had the holes for the spot welds, but they were just welded over it. So I just took it apart. So I'm going to straighten some of this out and get that back together for my race Hemi that I'm doing.
What's this out of?
Yeah, this is out of a 63. I just picked that up a couple months ago. I couldn't pass it up. I mean,
Look at
it was probably, the dash pad was probably perfect. I mean, it was sitting in the guy's, it was perfect when he took it out, but then just the heat kind of discolored some of this stuff. But the wire harness is perfect underneath there. It hasn't been cut. Here's another neat. That needs redone, but that's I can't throw it away. That's a 64 Plymouth lightweight steel bumper there. But it's, I mean, when you feel it, you can't get rid of it. It's the real deal, but.
Hanging on the wall.
Well, I think I get it. I got a guy that can. I just don't know how much you want to stick into it. And all my trim for my cars, I'll strip that stuff. Now those.
There's the base for
those are the base
cross ram.
For the Cross Ram air cleaner. Those are some Carter bases that I had made up. I've got another batch of them being made right now.
Look at that.
So they're done just like the originals. We even had they had that going on the front, But see, they're even like that. Even though this is very minor, this is for the Carter carburetors. It's very minor here. This one sits up a little bit higher. Now, if it was a Holley to clear the needle and seats on the fuel bowls, they drop down like another half an inch, maybe not a half an inch, but
that's cool. And where do you? Yeah, that's.
Yeah, those things all get big. But then here.
And you're repopping the cross ram. You're not doing these.
No, someone else did those.
But
I'm not doing those. But I do all this stuff right here. It's not very organized. So these are all. I've got to have all this stuff done. So this is Hemi rod. I get the blanks made. I cut the blanks. I take it to my machinist. They turn it down, and then they have the threads rolled on. They don't chase them on with the die. They're threaded. They're rolled.
Right.
Then I take them to this place close by in New Berlin, same city I live in, and I had all the tooling made up. So they put the headings on them, and then do it. And then I get them plated afterwards. So I make every kind of linkage. There's not a lot here, but I mean it's a niche market. But 446 spec Hemi, 444 barrel, 383 4 barrel. I make the 383, the big block A body ones are there too. The 340s, but I have to make everything. I got to make the throttle brackets for them. I have to make the spring clips. These are just throttle, and then I've got on this side. I've got to make all the upper bell cranks. I mean, I've got to machine the ball studs that we press in, and get them done. return spring brackets for all of them. I got to have the springs made. Basically, and those are the bottom rods, the levers. I just keep all that shit in there. But you know, you can't, every time you make these, I've got these, I got to have the stickers made for them, stuff too, and then I just put the filters in. So these are all the, you know, I've got boxes of them.
Now, what were these?
These are for the max wedge. So you go two to a set. Same thing with those. I've got the base plates. These are for the 3705 or like Carter competitions. They've got the larger the holes, but then the 62 and the early 63 used they use these smaller openings, kind of like on your 383 when you said a 64. Different Hemi carbs use that small opening too, but these are the early max wedge carbs.
The carb return springs here, I guess. No, these are too heavy for that.
Those are street Hemi ones. Okay. Rich, the president of the Nostalgia, one of the groups, he makes these and he dyes them. So I buy these for my kickdown. These are 446 carb return springs. These are 3-3 440 carb. And then these are for like the 3-3. These are the kickdown return springs. 6-pack. So I don't have to make everything.
These.
Yeah, those things are.
They're cool. You know, the old Carter fact, it's still there. The building's still there.
Well,
St. Louis.
So the place that makes, the place that does all those kickdown rods, that does my headings, and they've got CNC machines, but they also bend them by hand. Where you send me? Yeah. So these fuel pumps over here. So I restore fuel pumps. But what I found is that I bought a load of new old stock Carter big block fuel pumps. The check valves in these things, they've got two coming in. They'll have these little ones and then the big ones. They've got rebuild kits for fuel pumps, but they suck. So what I found the best thing to work is I buy these fuel pumps and I take them apart and I use all the NOS diaphragms. That's what I do. I mean,
isn't there something about a cluttered mind or something? I don't know. There's a joke.
I don't know. But
this is distributors.
I do a bunch of distributor stuff there. Most of these are like, you know, Hemi carburetors. These are all race Holley, you know, Cross Ram carburetors down here. Max Wedge carburetors. I wish I had some of my done ones like on there so you could see, you know, but they're beautiful. Yeah, shit's just everywhere.
There's a stacked up over there. There's a few.
Yeah, base plates when I start doing Holleys. But I have to re-dye the bodies of the Holleys. And the old ones, they had to look like this. The new ones, the brighteners are a lot brighter and stuff. So
is that what people want? The new finish?
They get whatever I can make them. It's hard because it's not new. It's not new pot metal with the zinc in it. You're dealing with old stuff. It's, you know what I mean?
Right. It takes it a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a set for this guy. Of course, there's another Cross Ram, but I think I just sold that to a guy. Another magnesium, you know. Do some small deal, but I make Max Wedge and Race Hemi stuff for those.
Now, what are these steelies you got down here?
Those are, unfortunately, those are like 14. They're a little bit wider. They're for the 62, 3, 4, 5 cars is what I keep those for.
A whole bunch of shift knobs.
Yeah, I rebuild those Hurst shifters and the T85, the 3-speed for the Max Wedge cars. That's a 64. I get them re-chromed. I mean, I've got.
Yeah, my shift ball looks like this, except a little yellower, and it's going to stay that way. There's no way I'm going to change it.
No, people like that yellow and patinaed look.
It's even got some mouse chewing on it.
Oh, yeah. This is a 62, early 60. This is a TD5 Max Wedge shift handle. Real weird.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that thing's pretty.
Wow, I've never seen one.
That's early Max Wedge.
Wow.
Max Wedge. The shifter's a whole other thing on it, but.
Yeah, those balls, that's cool.
I'm trying to...
You got fans? You do fans? Full of fans?
Yeah, I get them and then I'll acid strip them or detail them. Everything's just getting harder to find when you're restoring something. Those are the 62 to 5, the big block motor mounts. Those things are going up. This is what I was going to tell you. I have to have all all these spring clips I have to have made for all the kickdown linkage. Annealed spring steel, then it goes out, then it gets heat treated or OS tempered.
Now is that a coating or is that just the heat treating?
No, it's the heat treating, and then
Yeah.
again black oxide. And I was putting
Oh,
some
they are
kickdown-
oxided,
They're
yeah.
black oxide on top of it, but then I had some of these. They're expensive to have these things formed up, these clips, and I put them on, and I got another problem where a bunch of them are snapping. They test them, but
Too hot?
yeah, they got them too hot. Now they're too brittle, and it's like,
Great.
here we go again, you know, and they're expensive. So this was that car I sold to Fred, but I had the red hood scoop back on it, but I had it cleaned up. It was a kick-ass car.